What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing. We're going to continue with the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series with one of my greatest fighters of all time. I have him ranked number 4 in my all-time fighters list. He was a 3-time division, lineal, simultaneously champion of the entire world. He held the featherweight, welterweight, and lightweight championships at the same time by defeating Petey Cerrone, Barney Ross, and Lou Ambers. He attempted the middleweight crown when he challenged Seferino Garcia, and they established a draw, even though I feel that Henry Armstrong came with the victory. But let's take a look at this magnificent fighter's career. Henry Armstrong Christian Henry Jackson was born on December 12, 1912 in Columbus, Mississippi. Armstrong engaged in 62 amateur bouts, of which he won 58 before turning pro. He was known as Perpetual Motion and Hurricane Henry because of his insistent, aggressive style. He was the only fighter to hold 3 world titles simultaneously. He started his professional career in 1932 and won the featherweight title on October 29, 1937, by stopping Petey Cerrone in 6 rounds at Madison Square Garden City. Henry defeated Barney Ross on May 31, 1938, in Madison Square Garden Bowl, Long Island City, New York, to win the welterweight crown, and on August 17, 1938, he took the lightweight championship by outpointing Lou Ambers in Madison Square Garden. Late in 1938, he relinquished his featherweight title. Armstrong won the Edward J. Neal Trophy for 1940 and was the Ring Magazine's Merit Award winner in 1937. He engaged in 26 title bouts. He won the featherweight title, the lightweight crown, which he defended once, and the welterweight title, which he defended 20 times. He failed in an attempt to regain. He also challenged for the middleweight championship with a draw with Seferino Garcia. Between 1937 and 1939, he won 46 straight fights. He scored 97 knockouts in his career. Henry lost the lightweight title back to Ambers on August 22, 1939, in New York, and his welterweight title to Fishy Zivic on October 4, 1940, and retired in 1945. He ranked as one of the greatest fighters of modern era and was elected to the Boxing Hall of Fame in 1954. Now, this is something interesting I just noticed myself. I'm going to get back to this. Now, in the month of October 29, 1937, he stopped Petey Cerrone in the 6th round to capture the featherweight crown. But then we go down to, he won a welterweight title by beating Barney Ross, but he lost that title October 4th, 1940. So he won the title in October, and he lost his titles in October. All of them. Now, October is a Libra scale. In the scale, there's no middle ground. It's either up or down. So he won his first title in October and lost his last title in October. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. That's a fight fact. I just thought that was interesting. In 1931, he was stopped in his first fight in the third round, July 27th. 1932, Mickey Ryan, George Dundee, Perfecto Lopez, Steve Harkney. Got some very good wins there. Johnny DeVoe was a very good fighter as well. Baby Manuel. 1933, Kid Moreau, Baby Manuel, Davey Adbad. He knocked out Johnny Crayon, Gene Espinosa, 7 rounds. Max Tarley, 3 rounds. Joe Cardi, 7 rounds. Baby Arizmendi, 10 rounds. He lost to Baby Arizmendi in 10 rounds. Let's get straight to 1936. January 1st, Joe Cardi, Mexico City, lost in 10 rounds. February 26th, Richie Fontaine, Oakland, California. He lost in 10 rounds. March 31st, Richie Fontaine, Los Angeles, California. He defeated him in 10 rounds. April 17th, Alton Black, Reno, Nevada. KO'd him in 8 rounds. May 19th, Pacho Lavas, Los Angeles. KO'd him in 4 rounds. June 22nd, Johnny DeVoe. He defeated him in 10 rounds. August 4th, Baby Arizmendi, Los Angeles, California. 10-round victory. August 18th, Juan Zorita, Los Angeles. KO'd him in 4 rounds. September 3rd, Buzz Brown, Portland, Oregon. He defeated him in 10 rounds. October 27th, Mike Belois, Los Angeles, California. Defeated him in 10 rounds. Mike Belois had a brother, Steve Belois. 2 good fighters. November 2nd, Gene Espinosa, Los Angeles, California. KO'd him in 1 round. December 3rd, Tony Chavez, St. Louis. Lost in 8 rounds. Tony Chavez is a good Mexican fighter. Very good fighter. 1937, January 1st, Baby Casanova, Mexico City. KO'd him in 3 rounds. January 19th, Tony Chavez, Los Angeles, California. KO'd him in 10 rounds. February 2nd, Moon Mullins, Los Angeles, California. KO'd him in 2 rounds. February 19th, Various Millings, Hollywood, California. KO'd him in 4 rounds. March 2nd, Joe Rivers, Los Angeles, California. KO'd him in 4 rounds. March 12th, Mike Belois, New York City. KO'd him in 4 rounds. March 19th, Aldo Sporli, New York City. Defeated him in 10 rounds. April 6th, Petey DeGrassi, very good fighter. In fact, I'm going to do a profile on him next week. Los Angeles, California. KO'd him in 10 rounds. May 4th, Frankie Click, another outstanding fighter. Los Angeles. KO'd him in 4 rounds. March 28th, Wally Halley, Los Angeles. KO'd him in 4 rounds. So as you can see here, look at that. July 27th, Benny Bass, outstanding Philadelphia fighter. KO'd him in 4 rounds. Billy Bass would be champion. September 21st, Bobby Dean, Youngstown, Ohio. KO'd him in 1 round. October 18th, Joe Machete, Philadelphia. KO'd him in 3 rounds. October 29th, Petey Cerrone, New York City. KO'd him in 6 rounds. He became the world featherweight champion. November 19th, Billy Buchholz, New York City. KO'd him in 5 rounds. December 6th, Tony Chavez, Cleveland, Ohio. KO'd him in 1 round. December 12th, Johnny Jones, New Orleans. KO'd him in 2 rounds. So we take a look at this for a second. Let's take a good look at this. Look at this KO string. 1937. He's fighting on an average of once a week, basically. 1938, phenomenal. Frankie Costello, January 21st, killed him in 3 rounds. I mean, this is unbelievable. January 22nd, Tommy Brown, Tucson, killed him in 2 rounds. February 1st, Chalky Wright, Los Angeles, California, killed him in 3 rounds. Chalky Wright was a featherweight champion. Al Citrino, San Francisco, killed him in 4 rounds. That was February 9th, 1938. February 28th, Charlie Burns, Minneapolis, killed him in 2 rounds. March 15th, Barry Arismendi, Los Angeles, 10-round victory. March 25th, Eddie Zivick, Detroit, killed him in 4. Now, Eddie Zivick was one of the 5 Zivick brothers. Henry Armstrong had a problem with the younger brother, Richie Zivick, who would be welterweight champion. Pete Zivick was also a champion as well. It was his older brother. March 25th, Eddie Zivick. March 30th, Lou Feldman, another good fighter. New York City, KO'd him in 5. May 31st, Barney Ross, Long Island City. That was at the Long Island Bowl. 15 rounds. And Armstrong became the world welterweight championship. So he had 2 titles so far. Now what had happened was Joe Louis had defeated Jimmy Braddock. And he was a phenomenon. And he was taking the headlines. So George Raff and Armstrong's handlers, Eddie Mead, they wanted to eclipse that. They wanted the spotlight. So they said no one has ever held 3 titles at the same time, because previously Barney Ross had 2 titles. And no one has ever done that before, so they wanted to make it 3. So on August 17th, 1938, Lou Ambers was selected in New York, and Armstrong defeated Lou Ambers to win the World Lightweight Championship. Now, he had all 3 at the same time at this point. Fascinating. November 25th, Seferino Garcia, New York City, 15-round victory. Think about that. After all those fights, he fights in November 25th, Seferino Garcia, New York City, 15-round victory. Fascinating. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. December 5th, he relinquished his featherweight championship after a 3rd-round KO. 1939, January 10th, Baby Arismendi, Los Angeles, California, 10-round victory. March 4th, Bobby Pacho, Havana, KO and 1. Lou Feldman, St. Louis, March 16th, was KO'd and 1. So Bobby Pacho was KO'd in 4, and Lou Feldman was KO'd and 1. March 31st, Davey Day, good fighter, New York City, KO'd in 12. May 25th, Ernie Rudrick, London. He was able to capture a 15-round victory. Very, very good fight for Armstrong. Outstanding fight for him. August 22nd, Lou Ambers, New York City. He lost in 15 rounds and lost his World Lightweight Championship. Back to Lou Ambers. Now that weight drop back and forth eventually caught up to him. So he remained welterweight at the weight of 145. That was a neutral weight for him. Now look how many times he defended his title in October. And this is why history is very important. This is why I do these videos. In order for you to appreciate your fighters today, you have to know your history so that you can demand, you can help motivate your fighters to do what the sport says, fight. October 9th, Fourth round KO. October 13th. Second round KO. October 20th. Third round KO. October 24th. With Jimmy Garrison, outstanding fighter, Los Angeles, 10-round victory. October 30th, Bobby Pacho, Denver, Colorado, 4-round KO. December 11th, Jimmy Garrison, Cleveland, Ohio. He killed him in 7th round. Now, first of all, he's traveling all over the place doing this. And he's doing this in 1 month. And he's defending his title every time. This is why, one of the reasons why I have him ranked number 4 on my all-time list. All title bouts. January 24th, Pedro Martinez, outstanding fighter. I'll do a profile on him. New York City, Pedro Martinez will be champion. Killed him in 9. March 1st, Seferino Garcia, Los Angeles, 10-round draw. Armstrong was going for the middleweight title. Now, the reason why I told you that Seferino Garcia victory was significant, because he defeated him in 15 rounds, and he scored a 10-round draw with him. And then after that, he would defeat him again. This fight was a scam. They took away 5 rounds from Armstrong and made it a draw, and the referee flew out of the ring. Couldn't find him nowhere at all. Unbelievable. He would have been 4-time champion. I mean, I still consider him just in my records because I know what happened that night. I have receipts to prove it. I have articles. April 26th, Paul Jr., Boston, 7-round KO. May 24th, Ralph Zanelli, Boston, 5th round KO. These KOs don't stop. June 21st, Paul Jr., Portland, Oregon, 3rd round KO. July 17th, Lou Jenkins, who would be champion after defeating Lou Ambers, New York City, KO'd him in 6 rounds. September 23rd, Phil Furr, Washington, D.C., KO'd him in 4 rounds. October 4th, Fizzy Zivit, New York City, lost in 15 rounds and lost his welterweight crown. Now, what was significant about that date, a new phenomenon was coming in the picture. 1940, Sugar Ray Robinson had just defeated a gentleman by the name of Spider Valentine, Louis Valentine, and won his 2nd Golden Glove championship. And then he turned professional. His pro debut was on this card, August 4th, against Ray Escoveria. Great stage for Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, Sugar Ray Robinson witnessed this next fight. 1941, January 17th, Fizzy Zivit, New York City. Armstrong was stopped in 12 rounds for the World Welterweight Championship. He tried to regain it. And Robinson was in like the 3rd or 4th row when he witnessed that. And Armstrong was his boyhood idol. And Robinson would eventually revenge the loss from Armstrong against Zivit. Great story. October 12th, tried a comeback and knocked out 2 opponents in 2 rounds each. 1942, June 1st, Johnny Taylor, San Jose, California, 4-round KO. June 24th, Sheik Rangel, Oakland, California, 10-round victory. July 3rd, Ruben Shank, Denver, Colorado, 10-round loss. Ruben Shank would eventually face Rocky Graciano. Very good fighter. July 20th, Joe Wabara, Sacramento, California, 3rd round KO. August 3rd, Aldo Spoli, San Francisco, KO 7. Jackie Berkey, another good fighter, August 13th, Utah, 10-round victory. September 7th, Johnny Taylor, Pittman, Nevada, KO him in 3. Phenomenal. All in 1942. And this is after he lost his titles. September 14th, We're still in 1942. Leo Ruddock, San Francisco, KO'd him in 8. September 30th, Earl Turner, great African-American fighter, outstanding. Oakland, California, KO'd him in 4. October 13th, Juan Zurita, Los Angeles, California, KO'd him in 2. December 4th, Lou Jenkins, Portland, Oregon, KO'd him in 8. December 14th, Saverio, San Francisco, I don't want to chop his name up, KO'd him in 4. 1943, April 30th, KO'd him in 5. April 2nd, Bojack, New York City, lost in 10 rounds. March 8th, Tibby Larkin, San Francisco, KO'd him in 2. March 2nd, Willie Joyce, Los Angeles, lost in 10. I'm just scrolling around here. June 11th, Sammy Aingot, New York City, 10-round victory. August 6th, Jimmy Garrison, 10-round victory. August 27th, Ray Robinson, New York City. He lost in 10 rounds. It was a sad moment, but it was the passing of the torch. And a great fighter to pass the torch to. Look at all of the fights in 1944. Fascinating. November 4th, Mike Belois, Portland, Oregon, 4-round KO. It was an outstanding victory for Armstrong. July 14th, Slugger White, another good African-American fighter, Hollywood, 10-round draw. Aaron Perry, African-American fighter, great fighter. May 22nd, Washington, D.C., 6-round KO. Ralph Zanelli, very good Italian fighter, March 24th, Boston, 10 rounds. And I'm only mentioning the race just for the background. 1945, January 17th, Chester Slider, very good fighter. Oakland, 10 rounds, draw. February 6th, Gennaro Rojas, Los Angeles, defeated him in 10 rounds. February 14th, Chester Slider, Oakland, California. He lost in 10 rounds. Henry Armstrong. What else can I say about this man? Outstanding fighter. I have him ranked, as I said, number 4 in my all-time fighters list. All-time great. All-time great. Henry Armstrong rates as one of the greatest fighters of the modern era. He was the only boxer to hold 3 world championships simultaneously, won featherweight title October 29, 1937 by stopping Petey Seron in 6 rounds in New York. He defeated Barney Ross May 31st, 1938 in Long Island City, New York to win a welterweight crown. On August 17, 1938, he won the lightweight title by outpointing Lou Ambers in New York, born December 12, 1912 at St. Louis, Missouri. He retired from the ring in 1945. Trying to get my camera focused here. Here we go. I'm going to try to get a good look. Outstanding fighter. Hammering Henry Armstrong. All-time great. All-time great. Salute to this great fighter. This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Look out for my next fighter. I want to take a quick look at Fizzy Zivic, because Fizzy Zivic took the title away from Henry Armstrong. I just want to take a look at something. Fouls seemed to come naturally to Fizzy Zivic, the master of gouging, butting, rubbing the heel of the glove. So basically, the lacing of the glove. Before they used to put tape around it, they would just have the lacing. And they didn't have shoestrings like they have now. It was basically it was that material that you would have on your construction boots back in the day. It was that rough twine. And Fizzy Zivic would basically, he would heel, what they call heel. He would rub his laces against the face of the opponent. So Armstrong would come in bobbing and weaving. And underneath, he would rake Armstrong's face constantly. And if you look at Armstrong, and I'll show you a photo another time. I don't have it available to me right now. I have Armstrong in like 10 different books. But his face was badly mauled. And this describes basically kind of like what happened. Heal the glove into the wounds. Low punching on the blind side. So when a referee was on the other side, he would low blow. He would eye gouge. Somehow he went through 232 fights in 18 years, held the world welterweight title, and was never once disqualified. Now he's one of the Zivic brothers I showed you. There was Pete Zivic. There was quite a few Zivics, and Fizzy Zivic was the only champion besides Pete Zivic. For 9 years, he was considered no more than just a tough club fighter from a tough city. He was in Pittsburgh. The winner in 1935 and 1936, he was outpointed in 8 consecutive fights. And this is that fight with Henry Armstrong and Fizzy Zivic. Fizzy Zivic, Hall of Famer. He was a very good fighter, but he was just a very dirty fighter. I just want to show you one quick picture. This was the actual picture of Armstrong falling before he was actually stopped. Arthur Donovan was taken away Fizzy Zivic. And this was in the front pages of most of the papers at that time, 1941. And it was a heartbreaking experience for a lot of fans at that time, because of what Armstrong has done up until that point. But as I showed you his career, he accomplished much more after that. Fascinating. Fascinating story by Harry Pegg. Fizzy Zivic decisions Henry Armstrong for the title. But salute to Henry Armstrong. Salute to Fizzy Zivic as well. Great fighters. This is Scrapbook Boxing. Look out for my next chapter in the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Salute.